all new merch available for Discombobulated hoodies. Wow. Underneath that, you could put this fucking t-shirt. A beanie. I don't like that color. Don't worry, we got other colors. Oh, fuck, these mugs aren't selling very well. What website can I check them out at? PapaJaycox.com. Whoa, no, do it.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Discombobulated. I'm having a great day. I just walked by my roommate's bathroom and he was either jerking off or moans when he showers. That is the life I lead, and that's the life I'm lucky to have. You know, some people aren't lucky enough to hear their roommate whack off. Some people aren't that lucky to clean up after their roommate, and then when you walk by the bathroom that everyone uses, that's the dirtiest one, to hear him go, oh, and that has to be how you clean your armpits, right? Because when I shower, yeah, usually when I walk by, I hear, oh, and that's usually when I'm fucking milking my pits, you know? So anyway, we have merch available on the website. I'm wearing one of the beanies now, and I've never been happier. I put on this beanie, and I was like, God damn, is that... I put it on and all of a sudden I felt like there's no headphones in the sides of them, but I put them on and I could hear angels. I put this beanie on and I put it on and I was like, who can say where the road goes? I was like, whoa. It's like a blanket for your head, a beanie. We also have other merch available on the website. Go check it out. I got a hoodie and I got a large and I like how it fits. I usually wear between a medium and a large. And if you've ever hugged me, and I was the hug from me was bigger than the hug you were providing. I was the big spoon in the hug. Go ahead and get a smaller one. And if you've given me a hug and you're like, God damn, this little boy, then get a bigger one. That's how we will size these. And beanies, one size fits all, because we all have the exact same size head. Every person in the country, same size head. So hope you're doing good. Oh, and I'm also selling old condoms that I found just in boxes when I moved. I guess I threw these in there in a hurry as if I was on the move, and then while moving, someone's gonna be like, oh my God, are you moving all your stuff in a car? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, let's fuck. And as a person who just met you at a truck stop, can we please use a condom? Of course. I have a dirty old one it's fucking right here. What's the expiration date? Who cares, really? Those actually aren't even reliable. Oh man, nothing worse than seeing a sell-by date on a condom. Jesus Christ! Just bought it and just like we tried. Oh my God! The older you get, just condoms is so not like to use them at all. Just like. Even every time I buy them, I feel like the first time I bought them. You're just like, can I get shit, I could buy so many things here. Do you guys have condoms? Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'll I don't really care. Definitely not those. No, don't get those. Not those. No, don't get the ones that not the ones that make you fart. No, not those. Not the ones that make them queef. No, not the ones that when you open it never stops singing, like those cards, like you open it up, it's like, it's your birthday. It's like one of those. We don't want one of those. We just want those ones. Thank you. And if you had, I'll say this: if you were born after the 90s and you bought one of those condoms out of the bathroom, like when you go to the bathroom, you can get a condom, and the brand condom is called Condom, and it's like misspelled. You get that. You get horny goat's weed, which is obvious. You take a pill, and it makes you as horny as a goat. And then usually that random third one where it's like, sometimes it's like you can get like a Tylenol or a lottery ticket. If you're buying those, God damn, I whatever was going on in your life that you were at that low of a point, but still like put in 75 cents and then oh God, those are good times. I even remember because I was a kid in the 90s, and my family, if you weren't a kid in the 90s, you don't remember this, but you were kind of in the way. We were like the last generation that was like in the way. like as kids, they were like, we want to drink, but we let this guy come in us. So now we got to have a baby but we wanted to go to the bar. So then they would just be like, well, what if we just bring our kids to the bar? And people are like, well, that's illegal. And they're like, not if you are nice enough to the bartender. So we would hang out in these bars. And I remember those bathrooms very well. I remember that. And they also had this thing that is, I can't believe they did this. It would be one like looping towel, and you would dry your hands and then pull it down a little bit, and then someone else would dry it. And I remember being a kid and just being like, that's outdated. And I'm new to the planet. And I was just like, that's a little fucked up. I'm going to go in the back. Cause even though my parents are, hanging out at a bar and everyone has enough money for alcohol, they somehow can't find 75 cents for us to play that that shuffleboard in the back. So we would just fucking slam them. We would just, because they have those metal things that come up in the middle. That's like, you better pay to play, bitch. And we would just fucking that, where you're like, this game's more fun. Let's try to break those those things. Let's do that. Let's eat this fucking salt on the table. Is this good? I'm eating it and I feel great. So that's what I remember. I remember just being in bars and that smell. Oh my God, that cigarette smell. It brings you back. It just brings you back to being a kid, and it's just like, why are you guys all sick all the time? It's like, maybe it's because you all smoking cigarettes in our face. Oh my God, don't put that dirt down. That's disgusting. Right into your own lungs. Oh, my kid, oh God, they matter so much. They literally give him a kiss and go, comes out of the kid's fucking ears. Oh my God. Why couldn't they be like us and smoke vaporized sugar? Get a geek bar, mom and dad. Did you ever think about that? Did they have geek bars when you were a kid? You could get fucked up on a geek bar? Get fucked up on a geek bar, and if you went back in time and hit that, if you went back in time and hit a geek bar in front of somebody, they would go, "Oh my God, dude, can I try that?" They would literally be blown away, and at the exact same time be like, "Can I hit that? Is there a game on the side? What the fuck? Look at that display. God damn." I did quit smoking for 2 whole days. I did it. And then I had one of those stressful days where you're just like, hey, and then you ask a friend if you can borrow theirs. And I was like, Megan, can I please rip your, and she was being a good friend. She was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And then the next day I was just walking and I bought one. And I'll say this. If you've never smoked legitimately, there's nothing, you don't need to figure out what it's like. It sucks. It's so much better to not do it. And I'm training, I'm training. I got a big show. I got a lot of big shows coming up. I got to be able to do backflips. I got to be able to spin around. I got to get in shape. Bobby, what show is that? That's the show called My Life. So just taking it day by day, trying not to smoke, and then something stressful will happen. You're like, well, this will fix it. And you're like, it's almost as if it didn't. It's almost as if I bought this thing thinking it would fix all my problems and then hit it and realized it didn't. And now I'll finish it as if I only added to my problems. If this sounds good to you, go buy a geek bar. Go and be like, I'll take a sour apple. Go do that. And then regret it forever. Regret. Ooh, it tastes like fucking a cherry bomb. Oh my God, it says Sagittarius on there. They didn't even check my ID. I'm not even a Sagittarius. I shouldn't have been able to buy this. I should have only been able to buy a Virgo or whatever, because I'm on the cusp. If one more fucking witch tells me I'm on the cusp, I will tell you how I identify. Everyone's like, you are who you are, unless you're not fucking born exactly on the date. I used to go to this Chinese restaurant. I would look at their calendar and I was like, well, here I'm a monkey. So you're telling me I'm a virgin monkey, because a Virgo sign is you're telling me I'm a virgin monkey. That does sound actually very accurate. That does sound like me. Sounds like a guy who's never had sex. Oh, I've had it. I just forgot what it was like. Oh God. I did. Oh, dude, I did a show last night, and it was at the Buzz Mill, which is the longest running weekly show in Austin. I think they've been doing it for 11 years. Colton said it was awesome. It was a good show, a great lineup. When I went on stage, they didn't love me right away. They definitely. They took a little bit of warming up. Probably because the comic before me crushed, Gavin Matz killed, and then I go up and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And so it took a second, but then I was winning him over, and then literally out of left field, like I almost felt like it was planned how confident she did it, but it wasn't. This woman who we can only identify as possibly homeless, I don't know for sure, but she ran on stage and grabbed the mic, and then just started yelling into it, and what was crazy is she didn't even grab the mic from me and then turn to the audience. She grabbed the mic and then kept facing me. She was like, "I got a sad joke for you. You tell me when you go to the store, you get 6 of them instead of shit." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And after the show, everyone was like, "Bobby, you handled that so well." And I was like, I think I just let her have her moment, and then she realized it wasn't good, and I was like, "Okay." And all I did was say thank you, and I took the microphone back, and everyone was like, "Why weren't you like mean to her?" And because here's the thing, because I was like, I don't think she's obviously might not be in her right mind, but when you have a homeless person come on stage, it's like I honestly will take a homeless person coming on stage than a couple that the guy is feeling a little frisky, and you're in the middle of a something, and there's like a pause that you put there because you think it's for effect. And as soon as you pause, they're like, "Tell a joke." And you're like, "Okay, I'll make you homeless right now. I will make you feel emotionally homeless, you dipshit." And then and then you kind of realize you got to calm down. But luckily that didn't happen. I just was like, and then and then they're like, "What do you think happened?" I think, and this is what I think happened. I think that everyone was having so much fun at this show because it was so cold, and everyone stayed. Everyone was having so much fun. It was like an outdoor show. And then she walks on stage, and I was like, I think what happened is everyone was having so much fun because I won them over. We're all having fun. We're being very silly. I was talking about having cockroaches in my apartment, and they loved that. And then she runs on stage, and I was like, I think she probably just felt like, if anything, it's a compliment. She was probably feeling pulled in by the moment. Like she was watching the show, and she's like, "I want to be a part of that." And then she grabbed it, and she was like, "Ah." And I hope she got what she wanted out of it. I hope she realized that, that's not what life's about, maybe. And it does seem she was homeless. So she's like a bunch of us other comics just trying to figure it out. And in 2 weeks, she might be passed at, all of the comedy clubs. Good for her. I hope everything works out for her. And I hope that I do hope that she gets some chapstick, because it's a hot one out there. At least in Austin, it gets hot, and then it's cold, and then it's yes, and then it's no. And then you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down, the homeless person too. Cause you're hot, then you're cold, yes, then you know. The homeless person rips out the microphone, they say, "Ah." The audience says, "Oh my God." And then you're a professional, you just take it and make sure they get arrested. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just being a silly, goofy goober gab. That's all I know. It's all I really know how to be. That's all I really know how to do. But, yeah. So the homeless person, that was neat. And then, there's an interesting thing when you go to park, we all park under the bridge, and then we'll go to like 6th Street, 7th Street. That's where all the comedy clubs are in Austin. And you park under this bridge, it's free, but there's also a homeless, there's a lot more homeless, because in St. Louis, there are homeless people, but it's just not as many as I've seen here. And it's sad. It is sad to see. But when you go to park at this place, you'll see a bunch of homeless people come out, and then they direct you as if they're gonna like park your car, and you would never ever let them do that. But every once in a while we do. I've tipped them. I've gotten out. I'm like, "Here's a couple bucks," because I've seen them use the shitter, which isn't the shitter. It's just the parking lot. I've seen someone, like a homeless person, look at me and then go, "Ugh," and then squat between two cars, and then and just expected me to sit there and just be like I was, just, "Hello," and just kind of respect the game, being a gentleman, And yeah, and so I'll tip them every once in a while, because I don't want them to shit next to my car. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I give some money, and then they're like, hey, no, please, Liz, don't shit over there. We're all gonna go shit by that other car if the guy didn't tip. So, but they are. I will say there are actually like a lot of like lovely homeless people here too. There were in St. Louis too. I remember this one homeless guy that would say the exact same thing to you every time. He would walk up to you and go, "Excuse me, please do not beat me up. I am gay." And we were like, we weren't going to do that, and it definitely not for any reason. Definitely not because you're gay. And they go, "Thank you." And then he would point to a car and then go, "This is my car, and I need to get it jumped. Can you help me with money?" And what's crazy is he would always point. Because it was like at the Improv Shop, this comedy club. So we would all park on the street. It was like all the performers, everybody parked on the street, and we all knew each other. We kind of knew each other's cars. And I remember he was like, "Yeah, this is my car." And I go, "This one?" And I pointed to it, and he was like, "Yes." I go, "That's weird. That's my friend Melissa's car." He's like, "That's crazy. I pointed to the wrong car. I meant this one." And I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy. That's my buddy Jake's car." And then he goes, "All right, I don't need this." And he tells me he doesn't. He's like, "I don't need that." I do love that. I do whenever a homeless person, whenever you leave an interaction and then you're like, "Man, that homeless person did make me feel pretty bad." And you should, and we're all not, none of us are doing great, but it would suck to live out in the street. So that's why you do try to be kind. But I tell you what, I'm right behind you. I am right behind you guys. I will see you. That's why I'm being nice, because then whenever I'm homeless, they'll show me where to shit, where to sleep, and they'll be like, "And then here's a bed." And I'm like, "I'm already used to not having a bed." They're like, "What the shit?" That's just how I be, what I do. My friends are coming over a little bit. I have to show them how to record a podcast that they'll do 2 of and then not do it again. It'll be nice to show them. I can already tell they're going to get very upset. My buddy gets upset if there's not a beer in front of him immediately. So I can't imagine whenever I explain to him what an RSS feed is, how his eyes just glaze over. I really can't. But then I'll just give him one of these old condoms, and he'll say, "All right, what was I even mad about?" You're not you unless you use an old condom. My grandpa gave me this. And his grandpa before him. What was the first generation to use condoms? Because I know that they didn't have. Okay, Google, when was the first condom invented?
According to Wikipedia, the first rubber condom was produced in 1855, and by the late 1850s, several major rubber companies were mass producing, among other items, rubber condoms.
Okay, Google, what else would they produce? Whoa. I am so sorry we all learned that together. What? Who the fuck with the rubber one the first time? I feel like it had to be kind of even scary too. And they're like, and it just covers the tip of your head. I'm like, there's no way that thing worked. There's absolutely no way that thing worked. So that's crazy. Do we all hear that? You hear that buzz? Is that my roommate shaving his pubes after he jerked off? I mean, it's got to be him, or it's got to be him, or I'm just shaking internally. But yeah, imagine the first guy. They said they would use because I remember they have lambskin condoms, but to use intestines, there was a guy that saw an intestine and was like, "Hey babe, come here a second." And then he was like, you know how we have 17 kids? And she's like, "Do I ever?" Do you think that maybe we could do something about this? Maybe you could, I feel like maybe whenever you're going to come, maybe you could pull out. And instead, he was like, "That's stupid. Let's take this really, really gross dead thing. I'll put it around my dick, we'll have sex, and I'll come in that." And then his wife was like, "That sounds like an accurate thing to do." At least you're not doing what the guy down the street is using the rubber that they're using for those new cars we have. When were cars okay, Google, when were cars invented?
January 29th, 1886. On the website group.mercedes-benz.com, they say, on January 29th, 1886, Carl Benz applied for a patent for his vehicle powered by a gas engine. The patent, number 37,435, may be regarded as the birth certificate of the automobile.
So around the same time that they were inventing condoms, people were like, I got to get my dick around town. That was literally what happened. They literally invented condoms around the 1850s, I think I remember that she said. And then it says 1886. So for about 40 years, people were fucking, and then they're like, I gotta fuck. I gotta get farther away and have sex. I gotta go. Imagine getting like a U up. Okay, Google, when was the phone invented?
1876.
Yep. So you already, condoms before phones? All of our technological advances came from condoms. People were just like, wait a second. I don't have to be a dad all the time. Okay, Google, I'm not talking to you anymore. Stop talking. God. Anyway. Yep. That's what happened. They invented condoms, and then they started calling each other, and then they were like, okay, I'm on my way. And a guy built a car and then came over in one of those crank up, just coming over to his house, just like, oh, I can't wait to get over there. Yep. Man, sex, it drives everything. It drives literally everything. It drives a car. The only reason we have cars is so that people could use those lambskin intestines to fuck around town. God damn, I'm so glad I was born not in the 1800s. Ew, what did you use with your wife? Just shut up and try it yourself. Come here, buddy. You have to kill an animal, gut it, and then by that time you're like, I am still horny. Imagine how horny you have to be after using an inside of, that's just insane, dude. I can't believe that we used to live in that time. I can't believe that we did, and now we're here, and thank God. People think furries are weird. I'll tell you what's weird. People using the insides of that just to be like, oh, love it. What a good goddamn, I'm so glad my roommate wants to use every loud thing in the apartment right now. I'm gonna make sure I love that. I can't wait to afterwards help him with his podcast. And while they record, I'll make sure that I'm absolutely using a vacuum cleaner. The guy who literally never the fuck cleans is right now got gung-ho about cleaning. That's awesome. And if you notice, it lasted for 13 seconds. So I'm wondering what happened is he's probably cleaning up that cum from the bathroom. I can't wait for him to not listen to this episode and know that I was just talking about him the whole time. Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn, if we're not just the happiest bunch you ever did meet. Got yelled at by a homeless lady. What else? Oh, and then I got my car back from CarMax, and after I asked them, I was like, hey, it seems like you guys kind of owe me some fucking car. And they were like, well, we'll pay for and then they said we'll pay for the diagnostics and then you pay for everything else. I was like, oh, sick. That's awesome. The car you sold me that I didn't pick, that's been breaking down consistently and now has rust underneath the bottom everywhere and on the brakes and the rotors and everything. You want me to get, please. And they're like, yeah, that's normal wear and tear. And I'm like, after one, you son of a bitch. And I know there's some car guy out there like, yep, that's about how long. Well, guess what? I don't fucking know that. I make people laugh I talk to homeless people from the stage and on the street for a living. Not a living way. I shouldn't say I work for a living. For getting by. That's what I'm doing. Just getting by. You ever hear someone talk about money problems? Like, I know I had to take some out of my savings. I'm like, do you have savings? Mine, I didn't have savings and I went to go put some in savings and they're like, we closed that. We could tell you weren't ever going to use that. And I was like, well, you might have been right, but I still wanted it. It's like, rich people get to have those houses with 2 extra rooms they smell weird. They're like so clean and never been used that they smell weird. Those rooms that you open it up and you're like, they might as well be like, yeah, you're not supposed to step in here, but Abraham Lincoln used to stay here. Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. And next on the tour, another bedroom we don't use. Yes. And you would wonder why we're so unhappy. It's almost as if we shouldn't spend this much money on a house and working all the time for rooms we don't use. I want that. I want that so fucking bad. Just a room just a room to fart in, just to come in and just close. Is that why those rooms smell weird? They clean them, but they go in there to fart. So like that clean and fart smell, because it doesn't. You go in those places, it doesn't make you smell good. It doesn't smell good. Like you go in someone's like extra bedroom, and you're just like, what? Do you guys just fuck in here? Do you guys just fuck and then make the bed and then clean? I actually do know people that do that. So I think I'm describing very accurately the American way, how people live, act, and believe, at least in this country. Should I, dude, I'll tell you this. So I moved to Austin and I voted. I've always thought I was registered to vote, and I went to vote and I filled out all the stuff. I got my paper, whatever. And I just got a letter and they're like, yeah, we didn't count your vote. Is that legal? If I'm an American citizen and I have my driver's license, I have everything, I got everything, and can you not count my fucking ballot? And I know it's passed and I can't do anything. I'm just wondering why you wouldn't count my vote. Doesn't that seem, they're always like, all these fake ballots. It's impossible. I couldn't even get a real ballot, and I'm a real boy. My nose starts growing. I mean, girl. Oh my God. But I do, yeah, I'm lucky now. I got a car back. It cost me way too much money. I'm feeling good. I just hope I don't go to make a fucking left and then just get sideswiped. Did I tell you guys about the other night when my Uber driver spoke Spanish and we were getting dropped off at the wrong place because I was like a little short from my house, and he'd already grabbed another ride, and then I showed him a 20. I was like, just down the street, and he was like, yeah. And my high school Spanish kicked in. I was just like, I think this is how you say it. I'm like, izquierda, left. And I'm like, derecha. Okay, Google, how do you say left and right in Spanish?
Say left and right is spelled S-A-Y-L-E-F.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Okay, Google, how do you say left in Spanish? Okay, Google, what is left in Spanish? Okay, Google, what is right in Spanish? Okay, Google, what is right? What is making a right in Spanish? Fuck, did I just turn my... I think I just made my Google only speak Spanish. Okay, Google, do you only speak Spanish now? Okay. Well, I just have shit. And now she's insulting me? I don't even know what she's saying. Okay, Google, what did you just say to me? And then she's going, I know that she's making fun of me, and I can't believe that I did this. All right, great. Now I have something to... I tried to learn, and then I had to figure this out. And I hope I said in Spanish. What the fuck? What in the actual fuck? Oh, God. I'm not even... What is she saying? Great. Can someone please let me know what she's saying? Great. I guess I'm just never going to know. She's just going to talk to me, and I'll just never, ever know. Okay, Google, can you switch back to English? Shit, what? Okay, Google, switch your voice back to English. Oh my, I legit don't know what to do. Okay, Google, Jesus fucking Christ. I can't, I've really created a monster. Not because she speaks, not just because I don't know how to fix my machine. This is probably why, because people always say I don't respect computers, and I'm not like, I don't respect AI. And is this what's happening? Now they're like, we won't even speak the only language he knows, which is poor English. I speak poor English. That's how I speak. And now that's just, okay, Google, switch to English.
Nothing's playing right now.
I got her back. Guys. That's the episode. There is miracles. So I'm glad that just to ask for music on Spotify, I didn't have to learn Spanish, because I tried for a couple years in high school, because you have to take a foreign language, and some of the kids were taking French. It's like, what the fuck are you? Because you want to take one trip. It's like, have you ever met someone who speaks French ever in your fucking life in America? No. You met a handful of people that speak Spanish? Quite a lot, actually. I could learn that. That's the one I tried to learn, but my teachers are fucking not good. She goes, just so you guys know, this is the last time I'll be speaking English. And we were like, no, stop, no. And then she was just like, bueno. And we were like, oh. So you'd have a question and she would answer you in Spanish and be like, okay. No. And I'm just like, what? And it's like your math teacher isn't just like, you come in, she's like, this is the last time I'll speak English. And she's like, 101011101. I'm like, don't speak in computer, please. Don't just speak in just binary terms. Just please. Oh God, we're fucked. So, all right, that's the episode. That's the podcast. Follow us, subscribe, go check out the merch. Come see me live. That's it. Love ya. Bye. Oh God. Okay, Google, you speak English? I guess I'll find out later. Bye.